We are independent. You know what I'm saying? We got our own shit. So I'm telling you, I'm saying this, that fighters is getting robbed. You understand what I'm saying?
Who robbed
Fighters are getting robbed.
Who robbed y'all? Y'all got robbed when y'all fought Loma?
Let me tell you what, you're getting robbed when they never tell you, they never prove what the numbers is.
I got you, but y'all already did business with Top Rank. Did they rob y'all in the Loma shit?
You know what? We did business with Top Rank to beat Lomachenko. We did business with Top Rank to become undisputed. We did business with Eddie Hearn. We did business with Oscar De La Hoya to be in the driver's seat, that we get a fair deal, that we know what time it is. So the upfront money, the guaranteed money is what Turkey brings to say y'all stop arguing. So you want to say, so wait a minute. So wait a minute. So
did Top Rank rob y'all with Loma, Bill? That's what they
yes.
They robbed y'all. So the numbers that they told y'all was fake.
Yeah, listen, do you think it was more than that?
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, I heard enough. I mean, these are the words of Bill Haney. Of course, this is an excerpt from the dialogue that Bill Haney had with Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Salute to my guy, KO, who did a tremendous job having that discussion with Bill Haney. Bill Haney said several different things, and you just heard him say this. He said that we, W.E., including himself and his son, Devin Haney, were robbed. That he was robbed. His son was robbed by Top Rank. Top Rank Incorporated, the promotional company who Devin Haney signed a 3-fight deal with to fight Kambosos 2 times in Australia, and even Lomachenko in the final fight to unify all the titles in the lightweight division. He later on said that he was robbed by Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Promotions when Devin Haney fought Regis Prograis for the 140-pound title. And then he also confirmed that he was robbed by Golden Boy Promotions and Oscar De La Hoya when Devin Haney fought Ryan Garcia. Now, the issue I'm having, this is a shame, but it makes me laugh. The issue I'm having with Bill Haney is he's saying all of these things and there's no documentary evidence to substantiate his claims that Devin Haney was robbed by 3 different promoters. And he basically said that Devin Haney was robbed because the promoters sent the fighter, Devin Haney, documentation, obviously with their letterhead attached to it, stating that Devin Haney unfortunately did not meet the predetermined pay-per-view threshold to receive what we like to call back-end money, which is a percentage of the net revenue from the actual fight above and beyond the guaranteed purse. I got a question on that. And this question is to Bill Haney, the 2023 Manager of the Year. Why you letting your son get robbed? Okay, let me reframe the question. How come you did not take legal measures to recoup the monies and the 1 million+ dollar, 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 to receive compensation on behalf of your son, Devin, through damages that was sustained from him not being fully compensated due to the networks and the promoters, the alleged promoters, in this collusion scheme to defraud you and your son of the actual real pay-per-view numbers that will show and depict Devin Haney meeting the pay-per-view threshold. That sound like a long question? I know. Well, let me reframe the question again this way. So you sued Ryan Garcia, but you didn't sue Top Rank for robbing your son of money? And y'all made 3 appearances and fulfilled the obligation to compete in 3 fights under that promotion company? And y'all got robbed? And you did nothing about it? All right, that sounds like a long question too, right? Okay. Let me reframe it again. And this is the Bill Haney, the 2023 Manager of the Year. So why would you move forward to compete on another promoter's card and enter into a multi-fight deal with Eddie Hearn, after Top Rank burnt you? And then you go to Eddie Hearn Matchroom and fight on Matchroom's card, main event, for a world title against Regis Prograis, and you let Matchroom burn you. Okay, so you let Top Rank slide with burning you and not paying you and using collusion to defraud you. Then you go to another promoter, Matchroom, a different promoter. He does the same thing, Eddie Hearn that is, with the Regis fight. Then you turn around and use Matchroom again through Eddie Hearn to help promote and secure the fight in a co-promotion with Oscar De La Hoya to fight Ryan Garcia. You let Eddie Hearn burn you twice. He defrauded you the first time in the Regis fight, and then y'all fulfilled your obligation to allow him and his promotional company to exercise the contractual obligation and co-promote with De La Hoya for the Ryan Garcia fight. Okay, you let him burn you. All right, I know that's a long question too, right? Okay, this question is for Bill Haney. Again, 2023 Manager of the Year. All right, so Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy, a third promoter in this alleged collusion to defraud you and your son of the real, actual pay-per-view threshold buys. You didn't file a lawsuit against Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya because of Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions committing collusion with the Zone, the network, to defraud you and your son of the pay-per-view threshold buys. You didn't? Did you? You know what? I'm asking way too many questions. Let me tell y'all a quick story, because, Bill Haney's the 2023 Manager of the Year, but yet this manager is allowing his son, not his client, his son, His fighter, because he the trainer too, right? Okay. Isn't he the president of DHP Promotion? Okay. He's allowing his fighter that he trains, his son that he's in business with, as the president of his son's company. Because, Bill Haney, y'all just heard him say, we got our own S. We're independent, right? Okay. And his son, as a father, he allowed his son to get robbed on multiple occasions by two different networks, ESPN and DAZN, through 3 different promoters in multiple fights. And there was no legal ramifications. At all? That's interesting to me. Let me tell y'all a quick story. Because I don't care about this whole manager of the year business. But you all know that I'm experienced as a professional licensed boxing manager in multiple states in the United States of America. Yeah. Y'all already know that. Who cares, right? Okay. Let me tell y'all a quick story. This is years ago. I'm not going to name the fighter, nor am I going to name the promoter, nor am I going to name the promotional company. But one day, right, Saturday evening, a fighter that I was promoting at the time, a fighter that I was managing at the time, and some of you've heard me tell this story a year and a half ago. I'm going to tell it again. It did not happen a year and a half ago. I told the story a year and a half ago. I'm going to tell you it again. For the newcomers and the new audience that's new to the channel. I was managing a fighter under contract. My client at the time signed the contract after I negotiated the terms on his behalf. Very favorable terms, by the way. We secured the deal. Come fight night, it's time for the promoter to cash my fighter out after the fight. My fighter's in the back, as is standard protocol. After my fighter competed in the ring, the ringside physician evaluated my fighter. He was cleared, went in the back. I'm still sitting ringside, of course. My fighter's in the back, going through the protocols, drug testing included. Now it's time for my fighter to sign off on his check via compensation. Fighter comes back to the ringside, to gain my attention. I noticed the fighter motioning me to come to him. I'm at ringside now. My security detail was with me at the time. We walked from the ringside to the aisle where my fighter was motioning me to come. We walked to the side. My fighter showed me his check. And he said, Marty, I don't know what's going on, but I only got paid half of the money that I signed the contract for. Where's the rest of my money? What happened? I told the fighter, give me the check. Fighter put the check in my hand. I went inside the field of play. We call it the field of play in the business of boxing, in the sport of professional boxing, where, of course, the judges, the referees are seated. The ring card girls are seated there as well. The timekeeper, the supervisor, the sanctioning body, supervisors, the executive directors, the commission, etc. They're seated inside the field of play. Now, I go inside the field of play to talk to the athletic executive director of the commission. Explain to the commissioner what happened. Commissioner didn't understand what was going on either. I told my security detail, wait right here. I'll be right back. I'm still in the field of play. I waited. I caught the promoter walking inside the field of play because he was sitting on the other side, ringside. I walked up to the promoter. I told the promoter, my fighter only got half of the money that he should be compensated for based on the language in the contract and the agreement of the terms and conditions that he signed for. Where's the other half of my fighter's money? Promoter seemed like he was baffled. He looked like he didn't know what was going on. Now, this is where I could admit as a man that I could have been just an ounce or two more professional. Because I felt at that time, in that moment, I felt that the promoter was playing mind games with me, gaslighting me, right? And playing dumb with me and insulting my intelligence, which highly offends me, by the way. And if anybody does that to me, personally speaking. And I told the promoter, and I'm not going to use my exact terms because I did not use profanity, but I was very adamant and aggressive. And I told the promoter basically in no uncertain terms, will anybody be walking out of this venue tonight without my fighter being paid the other half of what he should be legally compensated for? And it can get real in the venue if anybody try to burn my fighter. I told the promoter that. I used some other words, but the bottom line, the message came across very clear. I told the promoter, we're going to go to the commission right now. I don't do a whole lot of talking in situations like this. We go to the commissioner. The commissioner pulls out the contract that my fighter's signature was on. That wasn't the contract that my fighter signed, but it had my fighter's signature on the bottom of that contract. And the listed compensation was for the same amount that was inside of that check that was in my hand, which was half of the initial compensation that we literally legitimately signed for. And I say we, because I'm the manager. I had to sign contract as well as my fighter at the time. I had a copy. See, this is a practice that you boxing managers better take note of. Have a copy of the document, whether it be on a PDF, in your phone, or whatever. If you don't want to carry around the actual contract, which I didn't, it was PDF'd on my phone, just like everything else. And when I showed the commission the legitimate contract, even though both contracts had the fighter's signature on there, matching signatures. So you know that was copied on there and duplicated. And I believe it was scanned on there, but that I'm not even gonna go there. And I also told the commission the same words that I told the promoter. And guess what happened? My fighter walked out of that venue fully compensated. I'm only telling this story not to get credit because I don't care about that. I'm telling this story because when a fighter is being robbed or potentially being extorted or being manipulated, right? It is the boxing manager's responsibility to always do things in the best interest of the fighter, irregardless of how we feel. We got to do what's right with honor and integrity. And that fighter had no blood relation to me. So I'm saying with Bill Haney, who has a blood relation with his own son, Devin, and he's the boxing manager, and he allowed his son to be robbed by multiple promoters in multiple years during different times, and there was no legal ramification for it, but yet he's publicly talking about lawsuits, holding people accountable, and he's going on Knockout Boxing channel saying that they were robbed publicly. We need answers.